Okay, Lee, second match in 48 hours. It's finished here at Avonmouth, 6-0 to Manor Farm. Another very, very good performance. What did you make of your team's performance tonight?
Very good. Okay, the first half was a bit more of like a tactical affair, if you like. It was always probably going to be, we expected to dominate the ball, but we knew that they'd be hard to break down because they're a well set up side team as well. Like when you've won a league and you've got the confidence that they've got and the players that they've got that have played at good levels, then you expect to have a test. So we did tonight, and obviously okay in the second half probably our fitness levels it was always would expect to surpass them, and us being respectful in terms of I'm not like saying that in terms of just because we were like probably a fitter side, but that made us a more clinical side in the second half, so that led to the more goals. But I think 6-0 don't truly reflect how good a account Avonmouth's given themselves today against us, and we'll go away from here respecting them as we always do. And so we enjoy coming here. There's always a good crowd, and there's always a respectful crowd because people in this area understand football.
Definitely, and just talking there about the players for Manor Farm, obviously it was a lot of changes again this evening as we expected. I know we spoke after the game on Tuesday. For the players that did come in tonight, obviously Evander Grubb, we now know that he signed for us, which is fantastic for next season. He marked his performance with a goal, and as well Owen Brain as well, and a couple of other trialists sort of just testing their waters here at Bristol Manor Farm. Just a little word on those performances, please.
Yeah, obviously with Evander we've been patient with that fact, obviously, and we also know that he is fought after a while higher up the spectrum, so we know there's always going to be people looking at him, and like obviously Taunton Town were a class club in terms of the dealings we have with them in midweek, and I think they still keep tabs on him like a lot of other clubs will. If Evander produces the levels that we expect from him, like on Tuesday night he was excellent, again tonight as a follow-on. We know he's probably missed a bit of pre-season with the terms of he hasn't been actually playing 90 minutes, so we wanted to get those into his legs as well. And as you said, Owen, like he's shown his quality tonight in abundance. You know what I mean? He's a strong, fit lad, and we're hoping to get him over the line and see what happens there. But yeah, and to name other players that are getting minutes in their legs, like lads out of our under-18s from last season, Alfie Cummins, again gave a great account of himself. Bevan, who started the game tonight, very, very good. So we're happy with lots and lots of things at this moment in time. But again, we're happy, we're not complacent. We know there's bigger tasks to come. Obviously Barry Town on Saturday, a very big task in terms of our last pre-season friendly, and then a clear week before we go away in the FA Cup, which I've said before, we probably couldn't have had a harder draw in the FA Cup. You know what I mean? So we respect that game, and we've been looking at them and things that we need to do to try and get through in that game. We know it's not going to be easy, but we're a work in progress. But I'm happy with where we are at this moment.
Definitely, and we sort of mentioned after the Hereford game, the feel-good factors definitely sort of starting to come back to Bristol Manor Farm. There was a nice sort of huddle between yourself, your staff, and the players after the game there. A lot of clapping. What was the message to those players? We've got one game now with Barry Town, then you say the FA Cup match. What has been your message to those players tonight?
Well, just that have high standards. I mean, respect every game and don't take any game for granted. And in terms of football, you want to be playing all the time, but you want to be in dressing rooms where there is competition for places. You don't want to be in dressing rooms where there's people there to make the number up, so to speak, or you don't want to be threadbare. But they are a good group, but they're a continuation from good groups at last season, like big characters at the club that have left us at the end of the season. They're a miss. Of course they are. You don't replace the name like Jake Gosling, like Owen Howe, Ben John, like the three of them in particular, easily. You know what I mean? They're larger than life characters, and they're all class players and class people. So the young lads coming into this group have got big shoes to fill, but as a collective, they're attempting to do that.
Definitely, and I think we have to touch on it. Of course, today marks the sort of the birthday of our beloved Jeffrey Selleck. Last season, yourself and your team did so well to keep Manor Farm within the division. How sort of motivated are you for this season to go that one step further and try and push on next season, especially for Jeff on his birthday?
He's never going to stop being a motivation for me, and I don't believe he'll be being a motivation for everyone that's attached to Bristol Manor Farm Football Club and Social Club. So his presence is always going to be there. He's the reason we keep driving on, and the beauty of it, there's a lot of people around the place that do up their game because of that. We've got people around the place that are doing more in Jeff's obviously absence because he's no longer with us. There are a couple of people that obviously ran away from that responsibility, and they probably need to look at themselves. But we know that as a group, as a club, that we're always going to go and push on and go from strength to strength.